7 years, 6 years at Regina.
I'm Emilia Schatz. I'm a game designer. I've been in the industry for about 12 years, and I'm a Naughty Dog. So
this is going to be a pretty informal discussion. I think we only have like a 45-minute slot. So at the end, some of us will be very happy, I think, to stick around and answer any questions or talk to people after the panel. So, when I first kind of came up with the idea or the name of the panel as creating character, I was thinking about it in a few ways. Right? Character creation as a process that a lot of us, we've all kind of experienced in games, the process of creating a character, and which is a process that I think for a lot of us has been a way of expressing maybe parts of ourselves that we didn't always feel we could express in the real world, and it kind of maybe escaping from some of the limitations that we felt imposed on us by our daily lives, but also creating character in the sense that the experiences that we go through in our lives, or adversity and challenges that we overcome, and so on and so forth, kind of build character or create character in us. And in his review for the documentary film Life Itself, which is a documentary about Roger Ebert, the current editor-in-chief of RogerEbert.com, his name is Matt Zoller-Seitz, he said he wrote that when critics review films, they bring the sum of their intellectual capacity and life experience to bear. And as a critic, I really appreciated reading this acknowledgement that the idea of like objective reviews, which is something that you kind of hear a call for a lot of times in gaming, is kind of silly, right? We all bring our experiences to any experience, we have with art or media, and our experiences are informed by the games that we've played, and now those experiences inform the work that we do in games and working on games, and I just find that fascinating. And I guess we would start with, so myself as a transgender woman who had a kind of interesting, unusual kind of coming out publicly and at GameSpot. Emilia, this panel kind of originated out of, I think, your coming out process and your desire to talk about that to some degree. So why don't you start by kind of talking about, coming out. So you're at Naughty Dog, which is the manufacturer of some of the biggest mainstream action adventure games of all time, and I'm just curious what in that kind of culture and what that experience was like.
Well, for those of you who don't know, I actually very recently came out as trans, and I transitioned at Naughty Dog in March, actually. So I'd been there for about 4 years up to that point. I've worked on Uncharted 3, Last of Us, and now I'm on Uncharted 4. And